Tension and urgency at the backstage of Flint Center, Cupertino. The tension is palpable as Steve Jobs demands perfection. The team scrambles to fix the demo issue. Imagine a bomb defusal scene in a thriller, the clock ticking down, sweat dripping from brows, heartbeats pounding. Will they pull it off in time? The stakes couldn't be higher as Jobs' vision for the future of computing hangs in the balance, showcasing Jobs' relentless pursuit of perfection and setting the stage for a groundbreaking product launch. Jobs' interaction with Chrisann and Lisa. The personal drama is intense. Chrisann accuses Jobs of neglect, and Lisa's innocent questions cut deep. Jobs' internal struggle is visible. He's a genius in his field but a failure in his personal life. Will Jobs find a way to balance his groundbreaking work with his crumbling personal relationships? The tension persists, but glimpses of Jobs' softer side with Lisa suggest a potential for growth and reconciliation, adding depth to his character. Chrisann enters, clearly upset and anxious. She confronts Jobs about his neglect and lack of support, both financially and emotionally. Jobs, preoccupied with the launch, responds with frustration and impatience. He dismisses her concerns, focusing instead on the technical issues with the Macintosh. Chrisann's accusations are sharp and loaded with years of pent-up resentment. She accuses Jobs of failing as a father and a partner, highlighting specific instances of neglect and emotional coldness. Jobs, feeling cornered, becomes defensive and cold. He rationalizes his actions by pointing to his work and vision for Apple, justifying his absence and emotional distance as necessary sacrifices for his success. Her voice trembling with the intensity of her emotions. Jobs barely glanced up, irritation flickering across his features telling her it's not the time. His tone clipped and impatient. Chrisann's voice rose, a bitter laugh escaping her lips, arguing that Jobs was always too busy, too absorbed in his machines to deal with real life. Steve's eyes, usually so focused and intense, now flashed with anger because he's about to launch the Macintosh and this is crucial for him. Chrisann's eyes blazed with a mix of fury and sorrow, telling him that Lisa needs him and not his money and success. Jobs turned back to his work, his face a mixture of determination and hidden regret. The conflict between Jobs and Scully reached its peak in 1985. Initially, Scully was brought on as Apple's CEO by Jobs himself, who admired Scully's marketing success at Pepsi. However, as Apple's financial performance faltered due to the high costs and low sales of the Macintosh, tensions grew between the two. Scully, along with other board members, became increasingly concerned about Jobs' management style and his refusal to acknowledge the Macintosh's commercial issues. Scully ultimately decided to strip Jobs of his managerial responsibilities, which led Jobs to attempt a coup to regain control of the company. This attempt failed, resulting in Jobs' resignation from Apple. Jobs' hands clenched into fists, his voice rising. The room fell into a tense silence as the board members watched, their expressions a mix of discomfort and concern. Scully took a deep breath, his tone now softer but resolute. The board has made its decision about the survival of Apple. Jobs stood there, momentarily stunned, the weight of betrayal heavy on his shoulders. He looked around the room, searching for a glimmer of support but finding only a sea of averted eyes. The realization hit him like a tidal wave, he had lost. With a final, searing look at Scully, Jobs turned and stormed out of the room, his departure marking the end of an era, a turning point that would shape the future of Apple and the tech industry for years to come. Wozniak argues that the Apple II was a major success and that the team behind it deserves recognition. He feels that Jobs has been dismissive of their work and contributions. Jobs, on the other hand, is focused on the future and the upcoming launch, believing that the innovations of the past should not overshadow the vision for new products. As Wozniak continues to press Jobs for recognition of the Apple II team, their discussion becomes more heated. Wozniak passionately argues that the Apple II was the company's lifeblood for years and that many of the people who worked on it felt overlooked and unappreciated. Jobs responds with his characteristic intensity, stating that the past is irrelevant to the future he envisions. He believes that focusing on past successes can hinder innovation and that the Apple II, despite its importance, represents outdated technology. Wozniak, frustrated, points out that the Apple II's success funded the development of many of Jobs' more ambitious projects, including the Macintosh. He insists that recognizing the contributions of the Apple II team isn't just about the past, It's about respecting the people who made Apple's success possible. As they arrive at the venue for the next launch, the tension between them remains unresolved. Jobs is determined to present his vision for the future, while Wozniak feels a deep sense of injustice on behalf of the unsung heroes of Apple's early days. This conversation encapsulates the ongoing conflict between Jobs' relentless drive for innovation and Wozniak's emphasis on collaboration and recognition. Jobs is now at Next, preparing for another launch. Jobs' return is depicted like a phoenix rising from the ashes. He's sharper, more determined. The stakes are even higher. This is his comeback, his chance to redefine the tech world. As the tension built up before the much-anticipated iMac launch, Steve Jobs paced the stage, rehearsing his demo with meticulous precision. Every pixel on the screen, every gesture, and every word was choreographed to perfection. The team watched in awe as Steve commanded the room, his intensity palpable. The team was unified, driven by a shared sense of purpose. He took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. This was more than just a product launch, Jobs began, his voice steady but charged with emotion. This isn't just a computer, it's a statement. A promise that technology can be both beautiful and powerful. It was a pivotal chapter in Apple's story. Steve Wozniak was there, his expression a mix of frustration and determination. Jobs barely glanced up, his focus unwavering. They were in the middle of something important. Wozniak wouldn't be deterred. This can't wait. Jobs was so obsessed with making everything perfect that he was losing sight of the bigger picture. The team is exhausted, and he was pushing everyone too hard. Wozniak was relentless. He wanted Steve to remember why they started in the first place. It wasn't just about the product, it was about the people. Jobs finally looked up, his eyes blazing that this is about changing the world. Sometimes you have to push to get there. John Scully approached Jobs during a break. The conversation is deeply reflective, with both characters discussing the past decisions that led to Jobs being ousted from Apple in 1985. Scully expresses regret and tries to justify his actions, explaining that he believed he was making the right decision for the company at the time. The dialogue delves into the personal and professional conflict between Jobs and Scully. Jobs confronts Scully about the betrayal he felt when Scully sided with the board to remove him from Apple. Scully defends his actions by explaining the pressure he was under from the board and the financial struggles Apple was facing. Although their conversation is tense, there is an underlying sense of reconciliation. They both acknowledge the impact their decisions had on each other's lives and careers. Scully admits to his mistakes, and Jobs, while still bitter, seems to understand the complexities of the situation. They also discuss the vision and legacy of Apple. Jobs emphasizes his commitment to creating revolutionary products and changing the world, which is embodied in the iMac launch. Scully, on the other hand, reflects on his time at Apple and the challenges of running such a volatile company. Meanwhile, Lisa quietly entered the room. She walked over to her father, her presence instantly grounding him. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he looked into her eyes, the weight of his ambitions and responsibilities evident. She hesitated, then spoke softly. She knew her dad trying to make something amazing. It was filled with a renewed sense of purpose and understanding, watched as Jobs and Lisa shared this intimate moment. It was a reminder that behind the technology and the drive for perfection, there was a human story, a story of a father, a friend, and a visionary. As they returned to the stage, there was a newfound harmony. The iMac launch was no longer just a presentation. It was a testament to the power of collaboration, the importance of balance, and the enduring bond between family and friends. The future of Apple seemed brighter than ever. The iMac launch was a resounding success, a testament to innovation, collaboration, and the enduring power of family.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.